Now I turned it on. Check 1, 2. Don't quit your day, yeah. All right, okay, let's start over. Okay, Frank Lloyd Wright, I believe totally in a capitalist system. I only wish someone would try it. Real estate development. Not gonna read the definition here to you guys, but obviously I think everybody here knows a public-private partnership is a contractual agreement between a public entity, private entity, trying to accomplish a common goal. And I truly feel, in my humble opinion, that this is going to be one of the main vehicles that pulls us out of where we are today in today's economy, in development and in infrastructure. And with the life science industry being the fastest growing industry in the U.S. economy, I really feel like it's going to be happening with folks in this room, folks like the people in this room. Public-private partnerships have been around for quite a long time. The first time we ever saw it was back at the beginning of the country was transportation infrastructure. And most recently do I connect to was with student housing. One of our partners founded a student housing company, and that's where we started seeing off-campus student housing facilities working in collaboration with the university for their uses. And now, of course, we're seeing it with research facilities and educational assets. What I'd like to do is talk about the economic challenges that we're faced with. I'm pretty sure everybody's got a clear idea of what's going on, but as it relates to life science research facilities and emerging tech facilities, I want to tell you the way we look at it as a real estate investment group, show you a bit of a graphical demonstration of that, then talk about the 6 items that we like to see in a public-private partnership, the way you guys should maybe take a good look at it. And then we'll just wrap up with 2 case studies, actually. One where we take a look at a master lease scenario with the state that we passed state legislation for in Hawaii. And then we'll talk about a project that we're doing in the Southeast. It's not Memphis, but another one that we're doing in the Southeast that we're not using a state lease guarantee because we're dealing with the state lease institution. But talking about what Jeff spoke about earlier, take that first step first. What's the first project we can get off the ground? So let's go ahead and get into it. Economic challenges. Capital has disappeared. A lot of people say or feel like capital has disappeared, but there's plenty of capital out there. It's just sitting on the sidelines, and everybody's extremely scared to invest in anything right now. And trust me, I spend every day on the phone trying to raise money for projects and get people comfortable that we have almost, in layman terms, a bulletproof project that's a sound investment. Typical life science transactions, if you're of a real estate mindset, they typically trade 2 basis points, meaning sell, on the market above that of a Class A office asset. When times were good, we're seeing life science assets purchased at 7.5%. I remember apartment buildings were going for close to 4% on their cap rates. Now, which that would mean we would need to develop to about a 9.5 cap. We need about a 2-point spread from where we develop to what our exit is, to where we sell. So unfortunately now we feel like our cap rates need to be close to 9 to 11%, which means to sell. For us to develop, we need to be close to 11 to 13%. What does this mean to you, the university, the user? It's more expensive. This is economic challenges that we're faced with. You can see the dot-com bust, recession. How do we get out of it? All the capital goes into real estate. We have declining mortgage rates. We have crazy loans, crazy underwriting. Speed up, everybody knows what happens with the credit crunch, and that's where we are today. That's why a lot of folks aren't investing in real estate, and that's why it's very challenging for us right now. Finance market challenges. If we take a look at early stage research companies working in a very exciting market right now in Memphis, which is not known for its biotech startup companies, definitely known for its med device, definitely known for its med school at UT in the area, and all the healthcare related institutions. So we do feel the infrastructure is there. And but the one component with these emerging markets, like in Honolulu, Hawaii, that we're working in, some other satellite markets, is that these startup tenants, as you well know, they don't have credit. They're working off that NIH grant, SBIR grant. They're lucky to see 6 to 12 months down their balance sheet as they burn through their research capital. Even post-IPOs, one of the facilities we're working on is an IPO company that wants to be our anchor tenant to 125,000 square feet. They have probably close to $100 million in the bank, but to us, that's still not a credit deal, not compared to a university. How long will it take them to burn through that $100 million? And then in emerging research and tech tenants, this is something that we are challenged with in a few of these satellite markets, is who's going to replace that tenant if it goes away? So how do we get our investors comfortable with all these challenges that we're faced with? And now this really kind of hits home. We got into a deal in Atlanta, Georgia, to where we proposed on the university 3 years ago that they only need to occupy to 40% of the building. In today's market, they need to commit to 70% of the building. And we need to, instead of raising 20% equity, we have to raise close to 40% equity from our investors to get this project going off the ground. So we're doing really well if we can get a 60% land or a 60% loan. And that's what we used to get on land. So that's, I'm not trying to paint a bad picture here, but it's just reality.